All right. So any questions so far up to this point? All right. So I'll just wait 1 more minute. Maybe you guys are not there yet. So if ever that you guys have the questions, just prepare it so that we can discuss it after a minute, right? All right. So are you guys there now? No. No.
Yes, sir.
So sino pang di kumain dito? Who still didn't eat his or her lunch? Okay, very good that you guys are there. Did you guys eat your lunch already? So it's already 1. So to those who haven't ate your lunch yet, so please eat now. Okay, so our discussion will uh, take long, especially that we are still in slide 20. Okay, so we still have 43 slides to go. All right, so don't you guys have a question up to this point? All right, so none coming from Mr. Esguera. How about the others? Any question or clarifications? All right, so let us now continue our discussion. Okay, so yeah, the one that we've got in here is 1101 base 2. All right, so moving on with the next example. So we have here 37 base 10, and it is asking us to convert it to binary. So just do the process like what we did a while ago. So get is 137 divided by 2. Okay, so you will get 18 as your integer quotient and then has a remainder of 1. 18 divided by 2 is 9, so 0 remainder. And then 9 divided by 2 is 4, remainder 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2, remainder 0. 2 divided by 2 is 1, remainder 0. And then 1 divided by 2 is cannot be, so just put here 0. And then remainder 1. Okay, so whatever is the last value of your numerator here, just put here as your remainder. Okay, and then again, once the value of your integer quotient is 0, then that's the time that you will stop dividing. Okay, and then you will now start reading the value of your remainder from bottom to top. So 100, 101. So it's 100, 101 base 2. So are we clear so far regarding with example number example letter B? Okay, so very good for Mr. Asguera. I guess that he can already get the so pattern remainder. What do you mean remainder? Okay, so the remainder part is like the fraction part. Okay, so in here, if you're going to divide this one, 37 divided by 2, you will get exactly 18.5, right? Then again, you have to separate the integer part to the remainder part. So 18 for the integer part and then 0.5 multiplied to 2, you will get the remainder 1. Or you can just simply use the old method. Okay. So what is that one again? 37. 37 divided by 2. So you can do this one. So 3 divided by, or 3 times, or 2 times 1 is 2. Minus 1, 3 minus 2 is 1. Bring down 7. So 7 divided by 2 is 16. Okay, or 8. So 8 times is 16. And then minus 7 minus 16 is 1. So remainder 1. Alright, so that's how we've got integer here on the quotient part and then 1 as your remainder. So I hope that I was able to answer your question, Miss Dulay. Miss Dulay, are you still there? All right, okay then. Or you can just simply use your calculator, okay? So if you guys are going to use your calculator, so 37 divided by 2 is 18.5, right? So just get the fraction part. So 0.5 multiplied to our divisor. 0.5 times 2 is equal to what? Okay, so that's how we've got those remainders. Right? So any other concerns? Concerns or questions or clarifications? All right, then. So let us now move on to the next one. So 2010 base 10 to octal. So your divisor right now is 8. So 2010 divided by 8 is 251 point something. Okay. So whatever is a fraction part is multiply it to our divisor, which is 8. And then you will get the remainder of 2. Or if you want to do it the longer method or the old way, so you can do this one also. All right. And then just get this one. 251 divided by 8 is equal to 31 point something. So again, just multiply that fraction part to the 8, and then you will get 3 as your remainder. And 31 divided by 8 is 3, remainder 7. And then 3 divided by 8 is cannot be, so just put here 0. And then whatever is the numerator, just put it as your remainder. And then from here, just read this one from bottom to top. Okay. So your answer right here is 3732 base 8. Okay. So were you guys able to follow? Okay. So just take note that the only thing that keep on changing is the value, okay, and then the divisor. Okay, and then still the same process, everything until you reach the value 0 on the integer quotient, then that's the time that you will stop and then read the remainder part from bottom to top, right? As your final answer. Then we also have here the 20 to the base 10 to hexadecimal. So before we have a divisor of 8, but right now we have a divisor of 16. So 20 divided by 16, then you will get 125 point something. Okay, just multiply that fraction to 16 and then you will get 10. Okay, but then again, since this one is under hexadecimal, 10 is actually letter A. Okay, so you have to convert this one into letter A. Okay, so 125 divided by 16, you will get 7. Then the remainder of 13. And then 7 divided by 16 is cannot be. So just put here 0, and then whatever is the value of your numerator, just put it right here. And then 13 is also, has an equivalent value in terms of hexadecimal, which is letter D. So you also have to convert that one into a certain letter. So from here, you have to you have to read this one from bottom to top, which will give you 7DA base 16. All right, so are we clear so far? Any questions so far up to this point? All right, so none coming from Miss Mabana. How about I call someone? Let me just check whether he or she's really here. Mr. Efalin Galletes. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Miss. Gugulo talaga ng mga pangalan. So Miss Efalin, do you
Ano?
have a question so far?
None, sir.
All right, so
Choppy.
choppy. All right, so very good. If you don't
Mahina
have
po kayo.
mayaning signal. So if you're having an unstable network, so you can just watch this one again. Okay, once we're done with our meeting. Okay. So para mabalikan mo yung mga part na hindi mo masyado naiintindihan. Alright, so yeah, that's it for letter D. And then here is for the base 12. Okay, so before we have a divisor of octal, which is 8, divisor of hexadecimal, which is 16. Right now we have a divisor of 12. So same process, everything is the same. 29 divided by 12 is 167 point something. So just multiply the fraction to 12 and you will get a remainder of 6. Okay, so just keep on doing that one until you'll have this 0 as your value in your integer quotient. Okay, and then whatever is the numerator of the last number right here, just put it as your remainder. And then you can now read this one from bottom to top. So 1, 1, this 11 will be converted to B. So 1, 1, B, 6, base 12. All right. So clear? Can you guys follow? So again, I'll just repeat those examples from C, B, E, and then up to E only. So C, B, E, all of them are the same. It's just a divisor that is keep on changing. Okay? Divided by 8, divided by 16, divided by 12. But the process are the same. Okay? And then here are some exercises, but then again, we are not in a face-to-face online setup, so I'll not give this one to you as your secret. But instead, please do this one as part of your practice quiz for you to improve your solving when it comes to converting number systems. So binary, decimal, decimal to binary, etc. etc. Right? So just send me the picture if you want me to check your solution and answers. Okay, so that I can guide you if you are really doing your if you're really doing the correct process or no. Okay. And then we have here conversion of decimal fractions to another basis. Okay. So before we only have whole numbers or integers. Okay? But right now we have here decimal fractions. Okay, so here are the steps that you need to follow on how to convert a decimal fraction into another basis. Okay, so repeatedly multiply the given decimal fraction by the base. So for example, it could be 2, it could be 8, it could be 16, or where you want it to be converted to. So before it's dividing, okay, or divide, but right now it's multiply. And then separate the product's integer from its fractional part, and then record the product's integer. Okay, and then if the product's fractional part is already 0, write all the tallied product integers by reading them in downward direction. So yeah, again, this one is quite confusing just by reading this one. So that's why we have here the example number 1 to give clarification with those steps. All right. So we have here the number, which is a decimal, but in terms of fraction, so 0.625 base 10. And then it is asking us to convert this one into binary. All right, so just copy this one, 0.625 times 2. So before it's divide, but right now it's multiplication. So 0.625 times 2. So of course you will get 1.25. Okay, so again, you have to separate the integer part to the fraction part. And then from here, the one thing that you need to copy is the fraction part. Okay, so before, the one that we're trying to copy is the integer part. But right now, in decimal fraction, the one that we're going to copy is 0.25. So put it right here, 0.25 times 2, okay, is equal to 0.5. So 0 right here and then 0.5 on the fraction. So just keep on copying this one, 0.5 times 2 is equal to 1. And then 0, of course. So in here, once we have a value, okay, a value of 0 on the fraction part, then that's the time that you will stop multiplying. And then you will read your answers from top to bottom. Okay, it's on the integer part. So before it's on the remainder part, but right now it's on the integer part. So from top to bottom, we have here 1, 0, 1. Okay, so yes, this one is in decimal form before, but right now it's in a binary form, but still it's in a fraction form. Okay, so it's 0.101 base 2. So were you guys able to follow? Okay, all right. Okay, so very good. So let's have one more example that I will be the one who's going to give a number. So let's say we have here 0.835, okay, base 10. And then I would like to convert this one into binary, right? So 0.835, oops, 0.835, so integer part here, and then fraction part right here. Right, so 0.835 multiplied by 2, it will give us 0.835 times 2 will give us 1.67. Okay, so just copy this one, 0.67. 0.67 times 2 is equals to 3.34. 0.34. Okay, just copy this one, 0.34 times 2. Oops, I think I made something wrong. 0.67 times 2. 1.34. So this one is not 3, but this one is 1. Okay, 1.34. And then 0.34 times 2 is 0.68. 0.68. Oh, this one is quite long. 0.68 times 2 1.36. 0.36. And then 0.36 times 2 is 0.72. 0.72 times 2 will give us 1.44. So super down. 0.44 times 2, 0.88. And then 0.88 times 2, nakomplikado ko lang ata, will give us 1.76. And then 0.76. 0.76 times 2 1.52. 0.52 times 2 1.04. 0.04. 0.04 times 2 give you 0.08. 0.08 times 2. Abo naman. Alright, so 0.16, 0.32, 64, 128, 28, 56, 124. I think this one will never end. Even though this one will end, this one is super long. Okay, so I guess I made mistake. Big mistake with this 3.5. Okay, so I guess 0.85 or 0.80 is easier. Anyway, so this is how you do it. Okay, so just keep on copying until you'll get a value of 0 on your fraction part. Okay, and then that's the time that you'll stop and just copy everything. Okay, then that is now the converted value from decimal to binary. All right. So even though you wasn't able to get the answer of this one, so yeah, I hope that you guys get the idea on how to convert a decimal fraction into any base. All right. So are we clear so far? All right. Okay, so let's have another example. So we have here 0.6875, and then it is asking us to convert it to binary. So just copy this one, 0.6875 multiplied by 2, and then whatever is the result, is separate the integer to the fraction. Okay, and then copy the fraction part, 0.375 times 2, and then we'll get 0.75. Then again, just copy this one, 0.75 times 2 to give you 1.5. Separate those 2, and then 0.5 times 2 will give you 1. And then since our result in here is already 0, so that's the time that we will stop, and then copy this one from top to bottom. So 1, 0, 1, 1, or 0.1011 base 2. All right. So are we clear with this one? Why are you guys not using your mind? Then I tell you guys that it's a lot easier if you guys will use your mic instead of just typing. Just hit the space bar and then you can now speak, and then space bar again to mute. And so we have your example number 3. So we have your 0.359375 base 10, and then it is asking us to convert this one to octal. Okay, so we have here 0.359375 times 8, and then you will get 2.875. So just separate those two. Okay, and then copy the fraction part, 0.875 times 8, and then you will get 7, exactly 7. So the fraction part is already 0, so that's that you will stop. And then whatever is the result of the integer product, so just read that one from top to bottom. So the octal conversion of this one is 0.27 base 8. All right, so clear? Okay, so let me just ask someone, random person, Mr. Ruben. Mr. Ruben Zua. Hello, Mr. Ruben. Are you there? Okay, so I guess he's not around. How about Mr. Jeremiah? Jeremiah Josh, I don't know, Jeremiah. Let's see the entire name. Mr. Jeremiah, are you there? All right, so maybe he's not also around. How about Miss Flore May Poklan?
Yes, sir.
So are we clear so far to this point? Do you have any
Yes,
questions?
sir. None, sir.
All right then. Talaga kayo? Hindi kayo nagtatanong? All right then. Okay, so let's now proceed with our example number 3. Okay, so sometimes, okay, it's not only the fraction part, or it's not only the integer part. Sometimes they are combined as one. Okay, so we have here the integer part, and then we also have here the fraction part. So don't you guys worry, just solve them separately. Okay, so you can have your solution right here for the integer part, and then you can have your solution right here for the fraction part. Okay, so nothing has changed. It's just that for the integer part, just take note that the one that you're going to use here is division, and then for the fraction part, the one that you're going to use here is the multiplication. Okay, and then the one that you're going to have an answer for the integer part is the fraction part or the remainder. And then for the fraction part is the integer part. All right. So right here we have a divisor, right here we have a multiplier. Okay. And then once you get the final answer of those two, so just read this one from bottom to top and then this one from top to bottom. So BCF dot 52. All right. So as long as you know the process of the integer part and then the fraction part, then you're not going to have any problem. So give you guys 10 seconds to analyze this one and let me know if this one is already clear or no. So, how was it? Is it clear to you guys, or you guys are confused? All right, so yes, we're coming from Mr. Esquera. How about the others? Okay, so wait lang natin ng konti. So there are still others who are maybe analyzing this one. All right, okay then. So let us now proceed to the next one. So again, supposedly this one will be your seat break if we are in a face-to-face setup. Then again, we are not in face-to-face setup, so this will serve as your practice quiz, okay, or practice exercises. So you can do this one and then send to me your solution so that I can check whether you really done the correct process or not, right? And then here's a summary when it comes to binary, octal, and then hexadecimal. So you can convert binary to decimal, decimal to any base, decimal to etc. etc. So this one is quite messy, but those are the things that you can do when it comes to conversion, all right? And then we have hexadecimal to binary conversion. So this one is similar with the decimal, but it's just that when you say hexadecimal, it can reach up to 15, okay, or 10 to 15. So once it reached the value of 10, okay, which is 1010, okay, so it is now equal to letter A, okay, and then 1011, which is 11, is now equal to B, and so on and so forth, up to 15, 1111, which is equal to letter F. All right. And then again, when we say hexadecimal, it's still under 4 binary bits. Okay. If it's octal, so later on we'll discuss about octal, it's only 3 binary bits. Okay. So that is the smallest count of bits that we can have in here. But we can have up to 1 bit, but that's super rare. Okay, no one uses 1 bit. So we can have up to 16-bit, maybe. It's already millions or thousands of data. But we're not going to have that one since that's already too large, okay, for us to handle. So we're only at the starting point or the beginner part. Okay. So were you guys able to understand this one? Hexadecimal to binary conversion. So you guys have already learned on how to convert a decimal to binary. So reading this binary number is already, no problem anymore. So 1110. So as long as you know that the lowest bit is 1, second is 2, and then the next one is 4, and the next one is 8, then you're good to go. Okay. You'll be able to know that the equivalent value of that is this and that. So, are we clear so far, or you guys are confused? All right, so it seems that no one is answering. Anyway, so we will just continue the rest next meeting since we don't have enough time anymore. All right, so goodbye for now, and then reserve your questions later on. So see you guys on part 4.